So hello everyone, in this video we will be solving another LeetCode problem, and the problem name is number of ways to print n cross 3 grid. So you have a grid of size n cross 3 and you want to paint each cell of the grid with exactly one of these three colors, either red, yellow or green, while making sure that no two adjacent cells have the same color, that is no two cells share vertical or horizontal sides have the same color. So that means if you are painting a particular cell, let's say red, then its top cell in the top row, the same column, it shouldn't be red, and also in the same row its right cell shouldn't be red. So this is what you need to take care. So given n number of rows of the grid, return the number of ways you can print this grid, and the answer can be very large, so you can just mod your answer with 1e9 plus 7. Now this is actually a kind of easy problem only because it is a standard DP problem, so I won't call it hard, but yeah, I won't give it easy tag as well just because it is associated with DP. So this is actually a kind of medium problem, I would say, and it is pretty much easy to understand. So let us take one example and let's see how we can solve this particular problem. So this is the example that I have taken. This is not given in the sample test case. This is the example that I have taken from my side. So first we need to paint the first row. So here we will be having three choices. Either we can paint red, green or yellow. Again we will be having three choices: paint red, green or yellow. Again here three choices: red, green or yellow. But we make sure that when we are painting this color should not match with this. When we are painting this color should not match with this. Okay, now we have painted the row with any combination. Let's say this is the combination that we have chosen: red, yellow and green. Now we are coming on to the second row. Now we need to take care that here it shouldn't be red, so we can have two choices here. Either we can paint it with yellow or paint it with green. So let's say we paint it with yellow. Now we are at this particular cell, we are at this cell. So what can we do? We just need to make sure that here whatever we color should not match with this previous column color and the previous row's top column color. So this is the previous row's same column, and this is the same row previous column. So we need to make sure that it doesn't match with any of these. So here both of these is yellow, so we can choose red or green. So we can take any scenario. So let's say we choose green, so we paint this with green. Now we come across this cell, the last cell. So in this we can again we need to check that whatever color we choose, it should not match with this upper part and this side part. So we will choose we can either choose yellow or we can choose red. So let's say we choose red, so we will be painting it with red. Now in the top row part, now this will be going on until we get the final result. Now in the top part we have chosen here red first. Now we'll be trying to put yellow here. Similarly, if we have chosen red, we have painted here yellow, so we will be trying to put green color. So basically I mean to say is that we will be trying all possible combination. Try all possible combination. Now why? Because if you look at the constraints are very low of the n, as well as in making the choices of color we will be having only three choices, and that is also not very large. So we can try out all possible ways through recursion and thus memorize it. And what all states will be there in the DP, because now we'll be trying out all the possible combination and we'll be memoizing it. So that means we are using a DP solution. So what all states will be there in the DP? Obviously we need to keep track of the previous three colors. So one will be having previous one, which will be taking care of the previous color, or this like the first color of the previous row. This will be the second color of the previous row, and this will be the third color of the previous row. As well as in the what row we are currently at, we need to take care that only. So the I, that is nothing but row. So we'll be creating a 4D DP which will be looking something like this: previous 1, previous 2 and previous 3. So this is how we'll be doing with the states of DP. Now how will we paint the color? So let's say we are running a loop from 1 to 3. So let's say C1 is the first cell color. So C1 will be going from 1 up till C1 is less than equal to 3 and C1 plus plus. Okay, now there will be the second loop for C2. For C2 equal to 1 till C2 is less than equal to 3, C2 plus plus. Now there will be the third loop for the third cell painting. So C3 equal to 1, C3 less than equal to 3 and C3 plus plus. Now we need to make sure that while we are painting the first color, so this will be the main condition that we need to take care. If C1 is equal to previous one, so why previous one? So let me just show you. So while we were painting this, its upper color was what? Previous one. This is previous one, this will be previous 2 and this will be previous 3. So this C1 should not match with previous one. So we will write a check. If C1 equal to previous one, then continue. Now when we put the second color, we need to check two conditions. When we are at the second paint, when we are painting the second color, we need to check it with previous 2 as well as the C1, that the color we have just chosen for the first cell. So it should not match with any of the two. So if C2 is equal to C1, that is just the previous cell that we have painted here, it should not match with this, as well as C2 should not if it is equal to previous 2, then it should not match with this. So we will continue. Now when we are painting the third cell, so again the same condition. When we are painting the third cell, it should not match with previous 3 and the previous color that we have chosen. So if C3 equal to previous 3 or C3 equal to C2, then continue. Otherwise we can simply update our previous 1 value with C1, previous 2 value with C2, previous 3 value with C3 and index I plus 1 and do the recursion forward. So this is how we'll be solving this particular problem. So this is pretty much easy to understand. So let us directly see the code now. So this is the code. I have declared one mod variable which is nothing but 1e9 plus 7. And if you are thinking that why we always, the question says mod 1e9 plus 7, so I'll be attaching a short here so you can watch why we are choosing always 1e9 plus 7. Is it a special number or what? So you can watch that to understand why we always choose this particular number. So anyways, for this question, the DP that we are creating is a 4D DP, which is the total number of rows, 3 colors. So the DP would look something like this. This is the ith row, this is the, let's say, previous one, then previous 2 and then previous 3. So these are the states of the DP, initializing it with all with value -1. Now currently we will be at the 0th index. N is the the total number of rows, so that we can know where we need to end. Since we haven't chosen any color currently, so we'll be marking it with 0. This is the mod value and this is the DP. Now let us see how we are writing the DP. This is the base condition. If we have completed till the last row, that means we have successfully painted the grid with all the valid conditions. So we will be returning 1. That means there is one possible way, that is this particular combination, to paint this grid. Now this is simple DP check. If you have already solved a particular sub problem, then just return the answer for that sub problem. Now we have initialized our answer to 0. Now we are painting all 3 cells, that is column 1, column 2 and column 3. Same condition. If the column 1 color is equal to previous one, then continue. If column 2 color is equal to previous 2, or column 2 color is equal to column 1 color, then continue. if column 3 color is equal to previous 3 or column 3 color is equal to column 2, then continue. If not, simply update your simply go on to find out the answer for the next cells by going into index i+1, and it will be same. Previous one will now become column 1, previous 2 will become column 2, and previous 3 will become column 3. And whatever answer you get there, just mod it with mod value. In the end, just store it in your DP table so that you memorize the answer. So this is how you will be solving this particular problem. So I hope you understand this solution. There is one more solution by type ABA and type ABC kind of solution, that is you can watch that too, but I don't find that particular solution to be intuitive. I find this particular solution to be more intuitive, that comes easily to the mind, so that's why I am explaining this solution. You can also check out this solution as well, but I don't find this solution pretty much intuitive. So yeah, I hope you understand this particular solution. So thank you for watching.